Welcome to the Successful Woman Show. I'm Trina Newby, your host and business success coach, and I'm so glad that you're here with us. Also with us today, we have Taurea Avant, up and coming millionaires who is making things happen. Thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me, Trina.
Wonderful. We want to let you know that the show is brought to you by womenaboutbiz.com. We want to make sure that you visit us on our website. And if you are a woman that is in business, know that you belong to Women About Biz. This is the Successful Woman Show, and I'm Trina Newby, and I'm so glad that we have a wonderful, wonderful person here today that is going to share with you what she's been doing in the world of business and what's going on. I want to introduce to you Taurea Avant. And I first, Taurea, want to thank you so much for being on the show today. And I want to let all of our viewers know that I met you maybe about perhaps 5 years ago. I think it was at a business meeting, and I heard you speak in front of the room, and I was so impressed because I said, this young woman is going somewhere. And I'm so excited. Not only did you go somewhere, but you are inspiring other women, and that is what's so important. So let's go ahead and get started with your success profile, because I know that our viewers want to hear all about you and who you are and what you do. So first of all, Taurea, tell me a little bit about coming up as a child. Where were you born? What city did you grow up in?
Hampton, Virginia is where I'm originally from.
Okay.
Military child.
Okay.
Military child. Air Force, that is. So I got to make sure I clarify.
Okay.
But yeah, started off in Hampton, Virginia.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you said military child, and of course I'm a retired military spouse, so we have that definitely in common. When you were growing up, were there signs even at an early age that you were interested in being in business? I mean, did you play business? Were you one of those little girls that was pushing paper?
Well, you know what? I was always one trying to coordinate groups. I remember even as a little young girl out in Hampton, Virginia, we would all to get together, and I would want to create like little girl groups where we would all have a clubhouse, and we would have to pay dues. But unfortunately, nobody ever paid the dues. But it was something I tried. I did try. Definitely started young.
Okay, wonderful. And what about high school? Were you active in high school in activities and clubs? What were you? Did you know a lot about business at that point?
No, not necessarily. Now, I did a lot of different things. I was in the debate club. I was part of the student council. I was also a dance girl, so I loved dancing. And so I did a lot of stuff, within the school. The only reason why I did it, though, is because I was told that you got to do these extracurricular activities.
Active, yeah.
Yeah, and that makes you more attractive. And so I did those things. I've always aspired to want to be able to do stuff for myself. I just never really knew what.
Okay.
So yeah.
So when did you get the entrepreneurial buzz as an adult? When did that happen for you, that it kind of clicked for you?
Ironically, it's I met a guy who was a bail bondsman in Virginia, and he just was living an amazing lifestyle, was exposed to greater things. And being exposed to his lifestyle, I got that itch, and I wanted to become a bondsman.
Okay.
So I became a bail bondsman. It didn't work out for me. I didn't like it.
Okay.
I did it for about a year. But from that point, that's when I just kept the itch. It's like once you get it, you never lose it. So I have done a lot of stuff, Trina. I sold knives, vacuum cleaners. I went door to door selling phone services, got in the insurance industry. Never sold insurance though, but that started at about 19 years old. Yeah.
But I'm glad that you're sharing this part about the fact that you were involved in a lot of different type of opportunities for yourself, because isn't that the way it really is with entrepreneurism? I mean, no one is going to necessarily, the first business that they choose is going to, the next month you're making $1 million. I mean, it happens but far and few between, but most successful entrepreneurs do say that, you'll have many things that you have tried, many things that you don't, that don't work out for you. But I guess the key is that you kept going, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I had somebody the other day Facebook me and asked me, how long did it take for you to have success? And I really hate that question, Because first of all, I don't like people to try to compare their challenge or their journey or their situation because everybody is given their own journey in life.
Yeah.
But I told him, I said, no, this started when I was about 19 years old. I'm now 33. And so it wasn't like it was overnight. It was a process of going through all the challenges that led me up to here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely. And then, I know that for those of you that are viewing the show, a lot of women in particular, sometimes they will see someone's success all packaged up.
Yeah.
And then they will say, wow, I wish I could do that,
Yeah.
or, that looks pretty easy, but they don't know all of the challenges and all of the different things that person has had to go through to get to that point. And I just want to ask you this, through all of the things that you have done, have you ever felt like quitting sometimes? Have you ever felt like, oh, maybe this isn't for me, I don't know?
Oh, of course. We all get that. We all have times of self-doubt. But what keeps you going is number one, your circle, and also how deep you are into whatever word you are, your spiritual power, whatever that spiritual power may be. Mine, his name is God, and Jesus is definitely who I follow, but you have to stay grounded in some sort of way. And if you're in the wrong circles, it's very easy to give up. And typically that's why, even when I look at my past, that's why I gave up on all those other things, because I wasn't around people that saw the vision. And if people don't see your vision, it's easy for you to let it go and say, you know what, let me just live in complacency and fall back to what I know I can do.
Absolutely. And you're a woman after my own heart, because vision, I am so passionate about vision and helping women to embrace not just the word vision,
Right.
but actually visioning, actually being active with their vision. Let's talk about the fact that you're doing some exciting things right now. You're on your way to more wealth, more
it.
success,
I
and
receive
you're
it.
doing all of it through the power of coffee and direct sales. How
Yeah.
incredible is that? Let's talk about that for a moment, because there are a lot of women out there who, they're interested in direct sales, but they're not sure. And you hear the same quote all the time. I'm sure well, I don't want anything to do with sales, or if I have to do sales, no, that's not for me. And yet women make 85% of all consumer decisions.
Yes.
And we are the ones that are driving the economy and driving the retail industry from sharing with our girlfriends, right? So we're selling every day.
Right.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about your success with the company that you're with, and what are some of the things that a woman should be looking at when she's looking at doing direct sales, network marketing? What should she be looking at?
Well, that's a very good and detailed type of question. First of all, when you're looking at the industry of network marketing or direct sales, first of all, I was negative against it. I didn't want to do it.
And so are a lot of people,
most
because
people
they
are.
don't know, right?
Because you've never, again, and that just goes back to experiencing the success, or experiencing people that have had success. So even like when I was a bondsman, the only reason why I wanted to be one is because I was around someone who had success in it. So the only reason why I got into the industry of networking was because I had been connected to a woman at the time who was just doing some tremendous things with that business, and she had no clue what she was doing. Now, it wasn't because I wanted to change the world. A lot of people say, well, I want to change the world, and I want to do this, and I want to help people. No, the reason why I got involved was because I needed to pay some bills.
Okay.
And I knew that she was doing it. And then, through the success, I was able to align myself with bigger goals and dreams for other people.
Absolutely.
When you're looking for a good company, the first thing you got to look for is leadership. And the integrity of the leadership. I would never join a company. I remember one time I was looking at this company, and I told the leader, I said, I'm just checking it out. I don't know yet. And then he started telling other people that I was looking for it. Instantly, he lost me because he showed me he had a lack of integrity. And so I'm looking for, when I work with you, can I trust on you? Can I believe that you're going to, always be honest with me, keep it real? And so when I was looking at the leadership that I'm with now, they show all examples of we call it loyalty, unity, and edification. So I fell in love. We could be selling dirt. I'm just going to be honest. I tell people all the time, it's not necessarily the product, and most people get hung up on that.
Yeah, it's the leadership, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the system, too. Now, the
Absolutely.
leadership creates the system, though. So we have an impeccable system. I mean, it's coffee. I just give out samples of coffee. I love the fact, and I'm a lady of leisure, so I love to live my life. And so when I'm living my life, people ask me what I do all the time. and I say I'm in the coffee business, and it just really is easy for me.
Wonderful.
And so,
Wonderful.
and if I can add one more thing, for women, especially because as women, we have so many roles. You know, we're mothers, we're daughters, we're
Yeah,
friends,
yeah.
we're, you know, we have all these things, we're wives. And so with that, we have a lot of things that we have to do. And so a lot of people, they say, well, I don't have time. This is perfect because with what you're doing, you can just incorporate your product or your service by not necessarily changing what you do, but just incorporating that into your life.
Absolutely.
That's what makes it easy.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you shared that. You said something just a little bit ago that I want to come back and readdress, because you talked about the fact that a lot of the times, you know, people talk about, you know, I want to change the world. I want to do all these, I want to do all these different things. But you said, but I'm in it because I need to pay some bills.
Yes.
And of course, here on the Successful Woman Show, one of the things that we want to do is we want to keep it very, very real with you, right? You know, because I one of the things when I was, you know, looking at what I wanted Successful Woman to be about, I really wanted the show to just be close and upfront and intimate, like a conversation as we're having right now. And the truth of the matter is I personally don't know of anyone that starts a business that doesn't do it from the get-go of wanting to generate revenue. Do you?
Right. Oh, no, I
I
don't.
mean, you know, of course we have passion, but as I always say, passion does not pay the bills.
It
Write
sure
that
does
down
not.
because it does not pay the bills, okay? And so I believe in passion, and you know, I hear all of these eloquent speakers talking about you've got to have passion, but at the end of the day, you need passion to continue to drive you forward when times get tough. You need that passion. But again, you can't go to the bank and say, I want to deposit 20 passions because it didn't work, right? Absolutely
you
not.
cannot.
So I like that honesty with you, was saying, you know, I needed to pay some bills. And I would, you know, I just definitely encourage a lot of women to be real with themselves, to be authentic. So I want to talk with you right now about authenticity. I want to talk with you about, you know, keeping it real. You as a leader, because you're leading thousands and thousands of women in your company. How important is it? Because when you hear the word authenticity, you know, how important is it to be authentic with your people so that they know you're keeping it real with them? How important is that?
Well, it just goes back to the famous quote, people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. And with this industry, unfortunately, the reason why it's been given such a bad name is because people lie so much. And, you know, well, how much money are you making? Oh, I'm making this. That doesn't attract anybody. I never get attracted necessarily to your check. I just want to know that it can happen for me. And so with this business, the key is if you learn how to just be honest. Somebody says, well, how much are you making? Look, I haven't made a whole lot yet, but I'm working with some people who are. This is what they're helping me to do.
That
this
honesty is important.
Yeah. And so from day one, I've always kept it honest. I tell people all the time, yeah, there's days I want to quit. Have some of my leaders quit the business? Absolutely. That's just what they do. People quit stuff. Is it going to be easy? No, because life is hard. The business itself is easy. It's who can't give out samples of product, or who can't do a makeup. You know, I'm just talking about the industry in whole. I can do your face. Who can't do a wrap or whatever. The challenge is life happens. And so if you're not connected with the right people, you're going to quit. In fact, 70% of most people that get in the industry quit the industry before they even get started. And so I always tell stuff up front because I want people to know what they can expect so that when it's all said and done, they can't say nobody told me.
Yeah.
And I have to add something else on your passion thing because I get it all the time. Well, if, you know, I can't do it if I'm not passionate, about it. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a job that you didn't like? And they say, yeah. I said, well, why did you work the job? Well, because I had to pay the bills. So it's not necessarily that you're passionate about what you do. You're passionate about paying those bills right now. And you have to make sure that you take care of family. And what this industry has done for me is it's given me the time freedom and the financial freedom to do stuff that I'm passionate about and not worry about making money from it. And that's a lot of the stuff that I do now. I don't make money from all these extra things I do outside of the coffee business.
Let's talk about some of those extra things that you do, because I know that you have a vision to inspire and impact the lives of other women like me, and I think that's beautiful. A sister at heart, for sure. Yes. What are some of the things that you do outside of your current business that you help women with?
Well, I got the vision years ago to start a book club, and I didn't want to do it. And so it's just been hitting me and hitting me and hitting me. And I said, you know what, I need to do it, because majority of us, we tell people you got to work on yourself. Personal development is everything, but we don't do it. We look so much for the results and not necessarily focusing on the right activities. And reading and, working on this right here
Absolutely.
is one of the things that's most important, but we least do it. Just like eating right. But until something tragic happens, then we want to eat right, right? Just like what we were talking about before. And so I have a book club. It's visionarybookclub.com. I also have Diva Dine, and Diva stands for Dynamic Individual Visionary Action. And so this is for my ladies. It's something where I highlight other women in business. We get together, we do women empowerment dinners and things like that. And then finally show you success networking. And Trina, I created that because I hate going to networking events. Okay. I don't like the whole, so what do you do? What do you do? Because to me, we both know we're here for business.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm going to be transparent. I really don't care what you do.
Yeah.
I want you to know what I do, right? When you go to an event like that. And unfortunately, that's not how you build business.
No, it's not.
Relationships build business. Why am I here today? Because we met 5 years ago and we've both been watching each other.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I created a group where we can really learn more about proper networking. We get to do the regular stuff, but proper networking. I do different trainings and stuff, and I have different people come. Might even have to have you come to one of our events.
Please do.
And and so we do that as well. So that's showyoussuccessnetworking.com. So those are my 3 babies.
Wonderful. And I think that's beautiful. And I want to right now just bring up your book because, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
A Vision to Freedom
Yes.
is your book.
Yes.
And definitely we'll be featuring this on womenaboutbiz.com. I'm so excited that you've written your book. Please share with us a little bit of what A Vision to Freedom is all about.
Well, we all talk about freedom all the time. People say freedom, freedom, freedom. And to me, freedom for everybody is not the same. I learned that quickly with coaching people. And so with this, I talk, you could be, you have a freedom within your family, freedom within your job, whatever it is that you want out of life. And so in there, I talk about goal setting. I talk about mentorship. I talk about fears.
Wow.
Fears. And it's not just one fear. Some people say, well, fear, I have a fear of talking to people. No, we have a lot of different fears that keep us from getting to where we want.
Absolutely, we do.
And so, I go into depth and all these different fears. And
wonderful,
so, absolutely.
So definitely, again, I want to hold the book up again, A Vision
Thank you,
to
Trina.
Freedom with Taurea Avant. And I'm so excited for you. And again, we'll be featuring this on the website so that people can learn more about your book. At this time, what I want to do is we're going to talk right quick. We're going to come back and interview you, but we're going to talk about 5 ways to start exercising your success power. Successful Woman is all about empowering you with tools and resources to be more successful in your life, to be more successful in your business. And I want to be able to shed and impart some wisdom on the show as well to women, because sometimes you'll look at a show and you'll say, okay, well, can she just give us those 5 steps she was talking about? Right. So what I want to do right now is I want to talk about 5 ways to start exercising your success power. And perhaps you can ad lib and join right in with me, because the number 1 is all up your alley, vision. It's so important that you as a woman understand that the word vision is not just a word. First of all, I totally believe that we were all born to be successful. We were all born to be wealthy. Now, why do I believe that? Well, I believe that when we are born, that we were pre-installed with all of the abilities to tap into our power as we grow older, and it's inside of you right now. Don't you agree?
Yes, yes.
I think never say never. Never say that you can't sail. Never say that you can't speak. Whatever it is that you want to do in life, you need to literally understand that you were born to be successful. So you need to become a woman of vision.
Absolutely.
And so this is first how you start exercising your success power. The second thing is, vision means absolutely nothing if it's just going to stay in your head, right?
Absolutely.
You have got to start implementing, and you've got to start taking some type of action. So that's number 2 in exercising your success power, is that you need to become a woman about action. Now, Taurea, what do you think about the fact that there are some women out there who go a month, a year, a decade, even 2 decades, and they do the same thing, which is, one day I'm going to do this, and this. One day when I get enough money, I'm going to do this, and this. One day, and then they never get around to it until they are the old woman in the rocking chair who is too old now to, really make some of the things that she wants happen. And that in and of itself causes stress,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So action is very, very important. Here's number 3. Use the power of free. A lot of you who look at the Successful Woman show are in business, and you need to learn to use the power of free. I'm hearing too many business women say, I'm not spending any money in giving out samples.
Right.
I'm not going to give a consultation for free. I'm just not going to do that. And yet, when I hear that kind of thing, I shake my head in disappointment because I say to myself, you don't understand the power of free.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, in your business, because you're in direct sales, you give coffee samples out all the
I
time,
sow
don't you?
seeds all the time. The more seeds you sow, the bigger the harvest.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. And so, in using the power of free, I would say that you definitely need to always make it a win-win situation, of course. You want to have a follow-up system that's going to go along with the power of free. You want to know exactly what you're giving out. If it's a discount coupon, you want to make sure that you have an expiration date on it. If you're going to give a free consultation, make sure that you know exactly what the conversation in that consultation is going to be about, and know that you always need to close the sale. Make sure that you do that. And then last but not least, I want to go ahead and give number 4 in exercising your success power is to thine own self be true.
Yes.
There's so many women out there,
it real with
Taurea,
yourself.
that they are not true to themselves. As a matter of fact, some of you who are looking at this show right now might be saying to yourself, I've been telling myself for 5 years now, or for 10 years now, for 3 years now, that I want to stop working this job and I want to do something that's more meaningful to me. I want a better lifestyle, right?
Do it.
But you need to do it. You've got to be true to yourself.
Right.
You've got to take the action, ladies, to make it happen. And number 5, last but not least, I definitely want to go ahead and tell you that you need to develop relationships. That is so key.
Yes.
I believe that in this 21st century, more than ever before, that women are having a welding inside. They are having a rumbling going on inside. Haven't you talked to women who say, you know what, I feel like I need to be
Absolutely.
doing something more. I feel like I want to, pursue some more dreams and goals. I need to be doing better things, bigger things. Well, it's not unusual. I'm speaking to women all around the world who are feeling the exact same way. And so number 5 definitely is that you need to be out there developing relationships with other women. You need to be out there helping young girls because they need leadership. We're going to talk with Taurea a little bit more about her success right after this commercial break.
What happens when soldiers come home? Brene Foundation offers hero support to ensure that our heroes abroad can continue to be heroes at home. We link veterans with organizations who are dedicated to guiding the transition from military hero to civilian hero. If you want to find out how you can support our troops at home, please contact the Brene Foundation or visit brene.com.
Hi, we're back. This is Trina Newby. I am the host of Successful Woman Show, and I have again with me Taurea Avant, and I want to thank you so much. And I know what you've said thus far is inspiring me, so I know that you're inspiring other women who are looking at the Successful Woman Show. I want to talk to you right now in reference to how important do you think appearance is when trying to introduce a product or a service? Because again, I see a lot of women out there in the business world, and they will say, I'm a hairstylist, but their hair is not representative of what they do, right? And I'll have somebody to walk up to me and they'll say, you know, I want you to be, think about being in my business. Let me give you my card or what have you. But their appearance is not attractive.
Absolutely.
You know, and I believe that until a person gets to know you, the outside of you
Matters.
represents
It's everything.
who you are. So let's talk about that. How important is appearance, and what suggestions do you have for women?
Oh, first of all, I would tell you, women, when you're walking out the house, you need to walk out like the paparazzi is on you. And if you don't want somebody catching you looking the way you look walking out the house, then don't walk out the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then another thing is when you're talking to women, so if I see someone like you, you're sharply dressed, you're looking good, and I walk up to you, I'm going to want to make sure that I'm looking just as good, as presentable.
Yes.
Everything matters too. And that's, man, we could have a long talk about presentation of how you present yourself, from what you wear, even how your hair is, to the color lipstick you might wear. All of that matters. And so I don't know, Trina, you might need to do another show on that with the woman to talk about that, because a lot of women don't have a clue.
Yeah.
They don't have a clue that how you present yourself is even your tonality, how you talk. I will purposely deepen my voice certain situations when I'm meeting certain people, because I need them to respect me and take me seriously.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, if we can keep it as short as possible, you got to walk out like the paparazzi is watching you.
Exactly.
And it's not being sexy, it's being professional at all times.
Yeah.
All times.
And you know, that's something that I have tried to live by. And it didn't come easy. It came because of that very thing happening to me. I walked out, tore up from the floor up. Okay, I'll be honest. We're just keeping it real here. Okay. I'll never forget. It was a holiday season. It was around Thanksgiving time, and I had taken a few days off. I love cooking around the holiday season, and so I was baking a cake, and I didn't have one of the ingredients. And I said, "Oh man, I thought I had everything I need." And my husband said, "Well, you want me to go to the store?" I said, "No, I'll go." And he said, "Are you going to go out looking like that?" I mean, literally, it was like I just rolled out of the bed, okay?
Right.
So I put on my flip-flops. I'm telling the truth. Put on my flip-flops, you know, threw the sweatsuit jacket on with the sweatpants and everything, and went into the store, and behold, there is a person who was a prospect that I had talked to about becoming her coach. And she was a stylist at that, okay?
Right.
And so when she saw me, she goes, "Trina?" You know, like, okay,
and
is
then
that
you got
really
the
you?
hit, right?
Is that really you?
Yeah.
And I was talking to myself, walking out of after I checked out, I was talking to myself, walking out of the store, just really chastising myself. You know better than this, Trina newbie. You knew you should have. So I agree. Even if it's a casual day for you, you can look cute and snazzy. You know, you don't need to always wear a suit or always wear a dress and you know, and be so fly, but you definitely need to make sure
Yeah, absolutely.
that you are looking good.
Absolutely.
Hair well groomed
Yes.
and maintained, you know, and make sure that you are representative of the company that you want to represent, that you're ready for building a relationship with
Right.
other people, you know, and, you know, just note on the side for all of you single ladies out there, you know, this goes for you who are looking for a mate, right?
yeah.
Okay, like Taurea says, you know, walk out like the paparazzi is on you, because you never know who you are going to meet.
Right.
I see you all over the place on social media, okay? And I wanted to ask you, how important is social media in your business, and has that generated leads for you? What do you post on your social media?
Well, you know, let me tell you, social media has been beneficial in regards of like an edification tool. A lot of people don't really use social media right. No, you know, I get inbox all the time for people, "Hey, I got something for you," and I'm like, "Who are you?" Like, I don't know you.
Absolutely.
And so,
like, okay, you're wanting me to
like,
buy this
right.
buy
And
this
so,
product, and I don't
even know you.
Yeah,
And I'll
yeah.
joke a lot of time, reply like, "Is this spam?" Because that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Social media should be used as a platform to really highlight what you do.
Yeah.
And highlight your life. Another thing I'm always telling people, stop just always talking about your business on social media. If you want to attract people to your life, they've got to be able to see that you do have a life. And so a lot of people feel like, oh, because you earn a certain amount of money, you don't have a life. And so no, I make it a habit of still showing me living life. And so I use it as a form again to edify. So some people, nowadays, when they meet you, the first thing they want to do is let me see your social media. So it's still a belly to belly type of marketing and networking and type of situation.
It's a sort of branding, you're saying.
Exactly.
It helps you to brand and better build credibility for who you are.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So, yep, definitely.
Well, wonderful. I know that we're running out of time, and I'm so excited, and we could go on and on, but just a few more questions. I want you to give our viewers 3 wisdom tips in succeeding in business, because I think that as women need other women to set examples, and they need other women who have been there, done that. And you certainly, through your company, are becoming a millionaire, and you are being successful and living a luxury lifestyle, which is what you want. What are your wisdom tips for women?
Well, if I can give you 3 quick ones. First of all, no excuses. No excuses for why something isn't happening, or, the reason why something is happening. I believe that when you set a vision and you start working towards it, there will always be challenges.
Yes.
So don't allow those to keep you.
Absolutely.
And don't talk about them. When you talk about those challenges, you got an excuse for this, a reason for that. What it does is it negates everything that you're working towards. So number 1 is no excuses. And then vision. Of course, we talk about vision. How do you visualize? That means you got to put up pictures of stuff that you want. I don't do vision boards. I do vision walls. Okay. If you go in my room, I've got frames of pictures of stuff that I'm going to have. I've got pictures. If you're going to be a speaker, you need to put stadiums full, and that you're envisioning yourself speaking in stadiums.
Exactly.
I've got a chalkboard that I have on my wall that I have an affirmation that I write. I've got a big board, a whiteboard, where I write, today is my day, thank you God, every single day. So you got to visualize, and then your circle is important.
Yes.
Your circle will hold you back. I just thought about it the other day. I was talking to myself how sometimes being in the wrong circles, it could even pull you back, because you want to do stuff that they want to do, and you get upset because they don't see your vision. It's not because they don't love you. It's because you just got a bigger vision in them. And so in order for you to have it happen in your life, you might have to do a season of separation. It doesn't mean you love them, or, you like them, or you hate them, or whatever.
Absolutely.
It just means, what's more important, your life, your future, or that circle?
And that can go for relatives, it can go for friends,
yes,
it can go for associates.
everything.
Absolutely. Last but not least, as we close the show, how do you define success for yourself?
Success for me is being able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with whom you want to do it, and where you want to do it.
I love it.
That's
Absolutely.
success, period.
I love it. Well, there you have it, ladies. I'm so excited that you've been watching the show, Successful Woman. And again, I want to remind you to visit Women About Biz. That's BIZ as in zebra.com. This is Trina Newby, your business success coach, saying have an abundant life. Take care. Bye-bye.